stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. MP Figueroa pushes for Adriana alert system after child's tragic death. Working class of Guyana have long suffered, GTU General Secretary. And Speaker denies GHRA petition regarding death of 11-year-old. Walton calls government out for callousness. Hgp Nightly News begins now. Your top stories this evening, sponsored by Courts, bringing value home. MP Figueroa pushes for Adriana alert system after child's tragic death. Working class of Guyana have long suffered, GTU General Secretary. And Speaker denies GHRA petition regarding death of 11-year-old. Walton calls government out for callousness. Hgp Nightly News begins now. Good evening to our viewers here in Guyana and online. I am Dacia Richards with the Monday, April 28th edition of the Hgp Nightly News. The tragic death of 11-year-old Adriana Young has shaken Guyana to its core. As the nation mourns, calls grew louder for urgent reforms to better protect its children. In Parliament on Monday, a motion was tabled to establish the Adriana Alert system, ensuring that no more young lives are lost to inaction. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
During an emotional session of the National Assembly on Monday, Opposition Member of Parliament Jeremy Figueroa rose to present a motion that resonates with the pain felt across the nation. Driven by the emotional outpour expressed by the multiplicity of citizens and more across the nation, he called for the establishment of a national child emergency notification system to be named the quote-unquote Adriana Alert system in honor of this lass, whose life was snuffed out for reasons unexplained as the nation awaits the results of the autopsy on her body. The parliamentarian pleaded for urgent legislative reform to create a rapid response mechanism for missing children, modeled after the Amber Alert systems used in the United States, Canada, and Europe, systems that have saved countless young lives.
It should be known that what this motion seeks to promote is not to compete with the Guyana Police Force, but to complement and improve its efforts for greater effectiveness and reliability.
He explained that the proposed alert system would ensure the immediate broadcasting of critical information via mobile phones, media outlets, and public networks, an urgent life-saving measure designed to quickly recover missing children that would prevent their abductions. As he spoke, the weight of the moment was undeniable. Figueroa stressed that Guyana, standing proudly as the fastest-growing economy in the world, must not neglect the safety of its children, whose protection should be paramount.
Guyana is at a pivotal moment. Its unprecedented economic growth brings new threats, and without proactive measures, the most vulnerable will pay the heaviest price.
Reflecting on the brutal reality, he said Adriana's death exposed dangerous gaps in Guyana's child protection system and the police force's emergency response framework.
It did not go unnoticed that while this proposed motion was made public, it resulted in the Office of the Commissioner of Police of the Guyana Police Force putting out a statement of its standard operating procedures with regards to missing children and persons.
In response to the motion, Prime Minister Brigadier Retired Mark Phillips rose to acknowledge the seriousness of the situation. He confirmed that the Guyana Police Force has already taken steps to amend its standard operation procedures, SOPs, relating to missing persons cases. These revisions notably include the elimination of the previous 24-hour waiting period before investigations commence in situation of such glaring circumstances and the immediate activation of a quote-unquote red alert procedure for missing children. Phillips assured Parliament that these changes would be officially gazetted on April 29, 2025. Tiana Cole reporting for the Hgp Nightly News.
The National Assembly was denied permission to discuss the death of 11-year-old Adriana Young this morning due to a motion made by opposition Member of Parliament Amanda Walton Desir and a petition submitted by the Guyana Human Rights Association and other concerned citizens. Antonio Day reports.
Speaker Manson Nadir stated that petitions must be submitted to the Clerk of the National Assembly for review and recommendation to the Speaker before being added to the order paper. He noted that petition was received just hours before today's sitting, preventing it from following the required process.
And I consider electronic transmission to me, submission, came in at 9:32 a.m. this morning.
Since the matter did not appear on today's order paper, Member of Parliament Amanda Walton Desir suggested that due to its importance, the matter should be treated with urgency. To rebuild public confidence and accountability, the motion demands an independent, globally led investigation, the temporary resignation of the police commissioner, and a thorough overhaul of the force. Walton Desir, during an interview with Nightly News, said that due to the circumstances leading up to the death of 11-year-old Adriana Young, the disallowed motion shows the state's callousness.
Not only did the Speaker move past the laying of petitions on the order paper, he operated as if he was completely unaware that there was a petition.
The opposition MP remarked that Nadir treated the motion as insignificant, acting like it was business as usual.
The entire world saw the Speaker twisting himself into a pretzel to explain the inexcusable. What we continue to see is a House that is callous, is a government that doesn't care.
The Speaker of the National Assembly also denied MP German Figueroa's motion to establish a national child emergency notification system in memory of Adriana Young. Speaker Manson Nadir ruled that the new procedures already implemented by the Guyana Police Force sufficiently address missing child reports. Opposition members left today's parliamentary proceeding due to this action. I'm Antonio Day reporting for the Hgp Nightly News.
General Secretary of the Guyana Teachers Union has voiced her concerns about the state of Guyana's working class at the wreath-laying ceremony to launch Labor Day activities. Here is more. The Guyana Trades Union Congress on Sunday held a wreath-laying ceremony to launch the May Day activities in 2025, where General Secretary of the Guyana Teachers Union, Keta Macdonald, highlighted the many challenges Guyana's working class faces presently.
The starvation of wages has left too many of our workers grappling with starvation level incomes. Many of our working class folks are unable to meet the most basic because of cost of living.
Macdonald commented on the alleged stifling of industrial action, the criminalization of workers' protest, and the crumbling of labor rights.
And the subtle erosion of labor rights threaten the very fundamentals of democracy and freedom.
She pointed out that workers have rights and those must not be taken by persons who are consumed in political, corporate, or personal interests.
It is an ethical abomination when those entrusted with protecting workers' rights instead become tools for the very forces that suppress them.
She called on the trade unions to take their place and stand together as one labor movement. Labor Day will be celebrated on Thursday with marches across the country. For Hgp Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards. Stay with us, there's more news ahead.
Keeping up with the kids' growth spurts might mean it's time for a bigger fridge. Don't worry, at Quartz, we've got you. Save up to $50,000 on select fridges. Get a free grill or mixer with select stoves and more. Need to upgrade your home? Get smart TVs from as low as $32,999. Plus, shop today and pay later. And make your first payment in 30 days with Quartz Ready Finance. Whatever you need, we've got you. Only at Quartz, bringing value home. Offer ends April 23, 2025.
Welcome to SNL Electrical Inc., where lighting and electrical needs are met with expertise and style. From the latest in electrical lamps to durable cables, circuit breakers, panels, we have it all. Illuminate your space with our elegant chandeliers, stunning crystal lights, and versatile pole lights. Looking to upgrade your comfort? Explore top-of-the-line AC units and our diverse selections of stylish styles. Visit us at 170-180 Thomas Street, Kitty, Georgetown. Discover a solution that not only lights up your world but transforms it. Call us on telephone number 226-3018 or 223-1634. SNL Electrical Inc., powering your life with elegance, quality, and care.
70% ethyl alcohol, Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer eliminates 99.99% of all germs and even moisturizes in the process, leaving your skin clean and hydrated. Mighty Foam Hand Sanitizer. How do you stay clean?
Krishna Roth Establishment. No job is too small or too large. We specialize in all types of fabricating, machinery, excavator repairs, rice field pumps, and hydraulic hoses. Visit us at Lot 113, Block CC Monrepo, East Coast, Demerara, or call 220-9624, 616-9416, or 619-7880. At Krishna Roth Establishment, no job is too small or too large.
After opposition members walked out of Parliament today, they subsequently joined a protest action at the Guyana Police Force headquarters, Eve Leary, and explained that the reason for the walkout was that the Speaker of the National Assembly violated standing order. Here is more. Speaking at a protest gathering in front of the police headquarters, Eve Leary, Member of Parliament and member of the People's National Congress Reform, Ganesh Mahipal, highlighted that the Speaker of the National Assembly violated the standing order, and as such, the opposition walked out of the 102nd sitting of Parliament. The opposition earlier on Monday called for the establishment of a national child emergency notification system after the gruesome death of 11-year-old Adriana Young, who was found in a pool on the west bank of Essequibo last Thursday.
And we wanted to know whether the motion was accepted or not. There's a reason why we have standard operation procedure. The reason why this country is at a breakdown right now is at a breakdown. Law and order is being thrown out the window.
Mahipal added that the National Assembly Speaker's action is no different from that of the Guyana Police Force.
If we can't respect our law and order, if we can't respect what is documented and follow that procedure, then we are breaking down as a society.
In addition, the Member of Parliament pointed out that Guyana's population has lost trust in the Guyana Police Force, and as such, the trust must be rebuilt.
We need an efficient, credible Guyana Police Force. But in order for us to have that, the head who is Clifton McKinney, who serves at the behest of the president, who is corrupt in his manner of doing things, who is wicked and who knows everything that has transpired here, has to go.
The Member of Parliament then called for someone to be placed at the head of the Guyana Police Force who can serve in the capacity as Commissioner of Police and will appoint credible commanders.
When we want it, no justice, no peace, no peace.
For Hgp Nightly News, I am Daisy Richards. Given the severe labor shortage the nation is experiencing, the fact that many recent graduates are complaining that they are unable to find work, Vice President Barajaglio recognized that the construction sector has a higher need for workers and encouraged young people with training in technical and vocational fields to take advantage of these opportunities. More from Antonio Day.
All the construction sites are complaining now They're saying people showing up on Tuesday, they don't want to work. Shortage of plumbers, masons, electricians, all of these. And you've seen it reflected. If you're talking economics, in the higher price you have to pay for a plumber or an electrician if you call them home.
That was Vice President Barry Jagdeo during a youth engagement over the weekend at the Artichon Conference Center. At a youth forum organized by the Economic Society of the University of Guyana, Jagdeo stated that this is the reason his government is aggressively implementing technical and vocational training through the Board of Industrial Training Program under the auspices of the Ministry of Labor. According to him, his program will enable young people to obtain certifications and provide assistance in fields like masonry, carpentry, and electrical engineering. When this newscast asked Jagdeo what measures are in place to alleviate the local labor shortage, his response was this.
We haven't been able in all the regions to get as many or as much employment as we have in 3 and 4 now.
Concerns about foreigners, particularly those from Latin American nations, taking jobs that should be given to Guyanese citizens, are also shared by many citizens, including young people. Asked what his government is doing to address this, the Vice President gave this response.
At some stage, we'd have to have a formal immigration policy. Right now, so as not to overload the labor market.
As an example, Chinese laborers are being used in the construction of the Demerara Harbor Bridge by the China Railway Group, according to the Vice President. I'm Antonio D reporting for the Hgp Nightly News.
Thank you, Antonio. Stay with us. There's more news ahead.
Planning a cleanup? We can help. Sevon's Waste Management skip bins can be provided for home renovation projects, yard cleanup, or construction project. It's simple. Step 1, give us a call. Step 2, we put down the bin. Step 3, load it up with all of your junk. Step 4, we take it away. That's simple. Bins are also available in various sizes, so there is no job that is too big or too small. Call Sevon's Waste Management today at 218-1455.
GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by June 30, 2025 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. How to apply for registration? You must visit the GCOM registration office that is responsible for your area of residence to apply for registration or name change or correction. You must be in possession of the following source documents as might be relevant. Original birth certificate or valid Guyana passport for new registration. Original marriage certificate and original birth certificate in the case of a name change by marriage. Original deed poll and original birth certificate in the case of a name change by deed poll. Original naturalization certificate and original birth certificate or valid passport in the case of naturalization. This registration exercise will end on May 30, 2025. You need to apply for a transfer if you now live at another address since you were registered. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-027729 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
This Mother's Day, shower mom with love. Buy the Samsung A05 for just $19,500, the Samsung A15 for only $29,500, or the Samsung A25 5G for $43,000. That's not all. Each purchase comes with a complimentary 30-day mega data plan, ensuring mom stays connected. Hurry to a Digicel store near you today. Terms and conditions apply. Digicel, the network for everyone, everywhere.
Keeping up with the kids' growth spurts might mean it's time for a bigger fridge. Don't worry, at Quartz, we've got you. Save up to $50,000 on select fridges. Get a free grill or mixer with select stoves and more. Need to upgrade your home? Get smart TVs from as low as $32,999. Plus, shop today and pay later. And make your first payment in 30 days with Quartz Ready Finance. Whatever you need, we've got you. Only at Quartz, bringing value home. Offer ends April 23, 2025.
Thanks for staying with us. Public Works Minister Juan Egil has issued a stern warning and ordered the immediate removal of several heavy-duty trucks parked along the Lamaha embankment in Georgetown, which has been transformed by the government into a green and safe space for families in the area. Find out more from Tiana Cole.
Minister of Public Works Juan Egil, during an inspection visit over the weekend, said that persons are using the recreational space as an apart mechanic shop.
And on this embankment, we have people who have now opened a mechanic shop, parking heavy-duty trucks and servicing those trucks on the railway embankment.
The minister stressed that the owners of the trucks must remove them immediately or cease all mechanical work or repair of vehicles on this embankment. If they do not comply, the vehicles will be confiscated.
Because you cannot continue to do this. And at the same time, notice is given to others who are seeking to do the same thing.
At the time of the visit, there were at least 2 flatbed trucks parked along the Lamaha Street embankment. The company label on one of them was Paramount Group Guyana Inc. and another belonging to Paragon Energy, declaring that there was a zero tolerance for such acts. The Public Works Minister issued a stern warning to others to desist from misusing any of the recreational spaces across the country.
Any other businessman, small operator, who plans to do the same, whether on Heroes Highway, whether on the new Lamaha Street that we have created, the same applies for you. We will not tolerate people using these spaces that have been created for the benefit of families and children, for people to convert it to use like this.
Works on transforming the Lamaha Street embankment, which was previously part of the East Coast Railway, commenced in 2021 to create child-friendly, safe spaces and communities across the country for families to enjoy. It was explained that this initiative was aimed at transforming the city's infrastructure and beautification efforts, making it more attractive to locals and tourists. Tiana Cole reporting for the Hgp Nightly News.
Stay tuned for your regional news.
Turbo with a new look, new style, with the same great taste in the 250 ml can. Everybody run out now. Go and go grab one. Me charge up with a turbo 250 ml at your favorite spot. Wait, sell. New look, new can, same vibes. Jinxing, energize up your life. Vibes up, work time, anytime we are turn up the party with turbo can. Turbo can, turbo can, turbo can. Now available in the new 250 ml can. Turbo energy drink. Charge up today.
GCOM is currently conducting a national registration exercise. Who can register? Anyone who will be 14 years or older by June 30, 2025 and is a Guyanese citizen by birth, descent, naturalization, or is a citizen from a Commonwealth country living in Guyana for 1 year or more. Where to apply for registration? You are required to visit the GCOM registration office that is responsible for the registration of persons in your area of residence to apply for registration. Office hours, Monday to Thursday, 8 to 12 and 13 to 16 hours 30. Friday, 8 to 12 hours and 13 to 15 hours 30. The offices will be closed on weekends and holidays. You need to apply for a transfer if you now live at another address since you were registered. This registration exercise will end on May 30, 2025. For more information, contact the GCOM on 225-0277-9 or visit www.gcom.org.gy.
This mother.
Good evening, I'm Daisy Richards with Monday's edition of the Regional News. We begin with news from Trinidad and Tobago. Days after his release from detention under the state of emergency SOE, 43-year-old Shumba James, a man labeled by police as a notorious gangster, was killed in an alleged shootout with officers in his hometown of St. Mary's Village, Moruga, on Sunday. His friend, 34-year-old Visham Ryan Lochan, was also killed in the incident. According to police reports, James was seated in the front passenger seat of Lochan's Nissan Tida, traveling along Maruga Road when the incident happened. South Central ACP Wayne Meistar said sometime after 10 a.m. there was a shootout with the police, which resulted in both men being fatally wounded. The police transported the men to the Princess Town District Health Facility, where they were pronounced dead. Meistar offered no further details, only confirming officers recovered 2 pistols. However, relatives of both men are claiming the duo was executed. James, a former state witness in the high-profile case in which his ex-girlfriend was killed by police in 2011, was the first person arrested via a detention order dated January 12 under this recently concluded SOE. James was also the first person detained under the recent SOE. His arrest was ordered by then Minister of National Security Fitzgerald Hines on January 12. A gazetted legal notice said the order was issued as James has been identified as a credible suspect in various illegal activities, including planning targeted killings of individuals, assisting the police in their investigations. The detention was deemed necessary to prevent James from acting in a manner prejudicial to public safety and order. The SOE was declared on December 30 and ended on April 13. While in Jamaica, in an effort to increase openness and transparency, Chief Justice Brian Sykes says appropriate court cases will be live-streamed on the Jamaican Judiciary's YouTube channel. Addressing Thursday's swearing-in ceremony at King's House for 2 members of the judiciary to higher office for the Easter term, Sykes disclosed that the Court of Appeal had its first full broadcast in March. The sitting had 9 judges in the case of Cecile Moore VR, which decided an important point concerning sentencing, mandatory minimums, and the Constitution. Effective April 7, the judiciary implemented a new security policy for entry into the Supreme Court, Public Building East. The measures were instituted to enhance the safety and security of all court users and staff. Among them are security screening, which will commence at 9 a.m. daily, and the issuance of color-coded passes corresponding with specific floors, restricting movement within the building. If a visitor needs access to multiple floors, they must obtain a new pass from the designated issue point. But one way of managing it is to have a greater access via the YouTube facility in appropriate cases, Justice Sykes stated. Finally, former Brazilian President Fernando Collor de Mello was arrested on Friday in the northeastern city of Maicio, after a Supreme Court justice rejected his challenges against a previous conviction and ordered him to start serving jail time. Collor's lawyer, Marcelo Bessa, said he was arrested at 4 a.m. local time while arriving to Brazil's capital, Brasilia, where he planned to turn himself in following Supreme Court Justice Alexandre de Moraes' arrest order. The former president was being held by federal police in the Maicio. Moraes' order on Thursday came after the top court sentenced Collor, the first president to win the popular vote after the end of Brazil's last military dictatorship in 1985, to 8 years and 10 months in prison in 2023 on corruption and money laundering charges. Collor's lawyer had already voiced, quote, surprise and concern, unquote, at Moraes' decision in an initial statement released late on Thursday, but added that the former president would comply with the order. The 2023 conviction came after Brazilian prosecutors accused Collor of receiving around 30 million reais, $5.28 million in bribes from a then subsidiary of state-run oil company Petrobras. Collor took office as president in 1990, but did not finish his term as Congress decided to impeach him 2 years later amid a separate corruption scandal for which Supreme Court acquitted him in 1994. Thank you for watching. Do have a productive week. Until next time. MP Figueroa pushes for Adriana alert system after child's tragic death. Working class of Guyana have long suffered GTU's General Secretary, and Speaker denies GHRA petition regarding death of 11-year-old. Walton calls government out for callousness. Those are our major headlines. For these stories and more, please go to our website. It's www.hgptv.com. I'm Daisy Richards. Thanks for watching. Good night.